a bipartisan bill that is now law was to ban cell phone use in classroom. It allows the school districts to tailor how they want that ban to look. But why do you think this was a topic that Democrats and Republicans agreed on?
We focus not only on increasing teacher pay, but helping teachers with some of the problems that they have told us that needs to be addressed. Restoring discipline in the classroom and getting cell phones out of the classroom. These cell phones are a distraction. Kids are addicted to them. There are things that happen where kids are filming other kids or, helping them with cyberbullying. But more than anything, it's just a distraction from the teaching that needs to be occurring in the classroom. And so, with listening to teachers, I think you saw a number of pieces of legislation this session come about that is going to make their lives and their jobs easier in the classroom.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the back to school edition of Three Peas in a Pod podcast. You rocking with Trinity team, the beautiful Miss C Love,
Hey
and the
guys.
homie Mike Lowry.
What's up, y'all?
So we're gonna dive right into it. I said the back to school. C Love, what's on your
Yeah,
mind?
so so we know we got a lot of things going on as parents. I know all of us have children, so just dealing with everything that has to do with school, morning schedules, and all of the morning hype. My first topic I wanted to ask: how are we feeling about our kids not being able to use their cell phones at school? I've also seen. Some schools where they have to, when they check into school, they have to put their phone like in a pocket and lock it as soon as they're walking
Pouch.
in school, and they can't unlock it until at the end of the day of school.
Right.
So how do you guys, I have a 14-year-old son. He's a freshman in high school, so he's kind of, he's always been growing up, he was like in a private school, he was in charter schools. um so this is his first like public school. His school is massive,
Hmm.
and his school has like kind of like, I don't want to say the regulars, but it's like the regular students, and then the other half it's literally built like a college campus. The other half is for the early college students. So he's kind of on the early half. One of their towers got burnt down this summer. So he has to toggle between this building and that building. And it's a distance. He's walking back and forth like
Hmm.
throughout the day. Um, so yeah, anyways, with that being said, I do have him take his phone. I don't like the fact that he can't use his phone. I understand what they're trying to do, but I feel like that's minor. I feel with everything that's going on with schools and all the shootings and things like that, kids should be able to use their phones. I have my son still use his. He'll, like I said, he's new to a public school, so he will call me when he's crossing, to the other building, like, "Hey, mom, I'm going to third period." Sometimes he'll walk with some of his friends that share some of the same classes. He'll walk across with some of his friends. When he doesn't, he's calling me. This is new to him. This is like big boy, big boy world. He's not,
Right.
a baby. He's also learning that. So I don't like the policy at all. I mean, I think if we can just tell our kids, hey, don't use your phones during school, and have our parents also help out. I know some kids are just kind of like, don't care. Um, I say penalize them or punish them the way they should be, but don't have a no cell phone policy at school.
Yeah, I'm against it. I'm against your statement. This is why. So I'm from the hood, and like you said, they don't care. Parents don't need them. So parents, when it comes to schools, these parents they're like politicians. So they're already upset because their child can't use their phone in class, knowing that their child are, when the child is using their phone in class, that creates distractions, even with the teachers, because the teacher cannot teach because you got these kids playing around. And then also nowadays, what you see now is you see all these kids are creating group chats, and that's what you call what cyberbullying. With other students in
Hmm.
the
Cyberbullying,
schoolhouse.
yeah.
Right.
Yes, yes. Because when I was in school, we didn't have cell phones. And if you did have cell phones, you had one of those phones that you couldn't use until after 7 p.m. because minutes was free, right?
Yeah, I remember those days.
Right. Yes. Yes. I'm gonna take you back. Yeah. So right now, like I'm, so me, I'm like, okay. I mean, I understand, like when you're in school, don't use your cell phones because I feel like this is what I feel like. I feel like without these cell phones, this will help the kids focus on class because now these kids ain't learning shit, and then their parents be all upset because their report cards been understanding. Okay, you in class fucking around. You got your phone out playing with your
Hmm.
classmates and you ain't learning. So that I feel like that will help them focus more better. But another thing about that that also concerns me is the kids using their phone as a lifeline because now as we're getting older, the world is getting dangerous, right? So now you get more of these damn school shootings and stuff like that. Now I don't know, they could be because because now you got more technology, which is creating more problems. So that's my only thing that I do have against that. But like my son, I tell him to keep his in his backpack, just turn it off, like because like if anything
Hmm.
happens, you can immediately just turn them motherfucker back on. But
Hmm.
yeah, I don't have anything really against it, and th- that's my reason.
So I kind of see it both ways, right? So uh the first part is exactly I agree with the taking away so they can focus because it's like us when they say don't text and drive or don't talk and drive. We still do
Right.
it because the habits are hard to break. And
Hmm.
so the same thing with the kids, and you took the words out of my mouth with the group chats and the cyberbullying. Um, you know how junior high and high school days was. So yeah, imagine now it's even worse with these little cliques and all of that stuff, and
Hmm.
everybody want to fit in. So
Right.
I agree that they're gonna get their work done and they're gonna be able to focus. The only issue that I have with it is if something tragic happens. But to my understanding, if I read the policy right, they can use it and call home if something happens was deemed an emergency or something.
Yeah. Now some schools, I mean, I'm sorry, some districts be on that bullshit. Like they try to hide some shit. So that's the only thing that I know that parents might be upset about or concerned about that
Okay.
specific problem.
Like the teachers
But
don't want to be recorded and stuff like that. I've read that too.
okay, see, I didn't even read I didn't read the policy yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm reading all the policies that come through the district, man.
Mhm. But like another thing though, like parents upset, but also parents gotta look at it like this. So our parents, well, we have a job, and our job tell us what? Put your fucking phones up, right?
Right.
Same policy. Same policy. You at work and they at school. So I'm like, okay, if you're like retail jobs, you can have your phone on the floor in front of all these customers. But they do, but the rules are you can't have it. So it's like the
Yeah, but some
same
people
thing.
still sneak it. That's what I'm
E-
saying. Like they still
Exactly.
do it.
Exactly. And there's no dud. When you get caught, what happens? You get your ass fired, right?
Right. Or written
And
up.
these kids,
Yeah.
exactly. And kids get in trouble for that, but these parents, they be sitting here fussing, and not getting on their kid about their behavior. So I see why the schools have. I mean, I'm sorry. I see why Texas has implemented that protocol to avoid all that.
Yeah.
But
Most of
yeah,
the,
that's
the southern states adopted it though. Florida, I saw picked up on it too.
gotcha. But yeah, that's my opinion on it. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Hmm. What's our next topic?
I want to stay on the school since you was talking about the phones. What about the dress codes?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're seeing a lot about well, all ages, right? Where the kids, primarily little girls, short skirts. I
Mm,
know my son came home on the second day of school and he was like, man, like 10 girls got pulled into, I forgot what he called it. And he was like, because their skirts were too short. Um,
see, that's good.
I also saw a TikTok too about this girl. She was kind of asking for like people's opinion, like what she should wear for her first day of school. And those shorts were shorter. I got some short gym shorts on right now, but they were like gym shorts. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
it's like me as a girl mom, what are these women thinking? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like my daughter is 3, she just started pre-K 3, and like I just think about like, okay, I want her to be comfortable. I
Mhm.
don't like my daughter wearing short shorts, like
Mhm.
I won't buy them. So it's just like, what are these parents thinking when it
See,
comes
that's
to
the
the dress
difference.
code?
So that's the difference. You a good parent, which is good. These other ones, they don't care. So here's my opinion on this because I seen one to where this parent had posted on Facebook. It was the daughter's second day of school and how she was dressing. So this is my opinion. How you dress your child is a reflection of you as a parent.
100%.
So exactly. So if I see your child dressing out hoochie, then that tells me as a parent, you giving hoochie mama vibes. You know what I'm saying? That's my hey, that's my opinion, but it's the
No,
truth
for
because
real.
Right.
because as a parent like T Love, sure that's wrong because look, I hear you got these perverts and all these type of motherfuckers who looking at young kids. So why would I see my child dressing like that? You know what I'm saying? That's just like males like me. If you send your son going to school with all sagging and shit, come on now, that tells me your parents is
Well, that
good because you
irritates
know this
me.
right.
Right.
Exactly.
My
So the
son
same
tried
goes for
that. My
women.
son tried that, and I was like, "Sir, that ain't no doctor mentality." You know what I mean? Like, I tell
Hmm.
my son, uh, you got to present yourself how you want to be respected, right?
Exactly.
Nobody's gonna respect somebody that's sagging. Nobody's gonna respect somebody that has their ears pierced. Nobody's gonna respect somebody that has tattoo. You know what I mean? So it's just like, did you have? And then I told the prime example, y'all, and the reason why I explained his school to y'all is because the regular school, the minute you walk in, metal detectors, police officers, security guards. His side of school, they don't have none of that. He don't have to
Right.
walk through a metal detector. They have music playing. They had like it was decorated and everything. And I'm just like, damn, you feel like you're going into a prison on that side. And so,
Hmm.
and that was, I'm kind of glad, but it's kind of bad that they have it like that because both all kids should be welcomed the same despite whatever, right?
Right.
But it wasn't that day. I wish I recorded some of it when he was like walking in, but I probably should have recorded the other side too. But it's totally different. Like the teachers were dancing and welcoming the kids, like, hey, good morning, happy first day of school. And I'm just like, damn, this is a vibe, like they were jamming out and stuff.
Like going to
But I
Walmart in the
tell
suburbs versus going to Walmart in the hood.
for real, for real. And I tell him, and I'm glad he was able to see that because I'm just like, you see how different it is, like these are people that are trying to do something with their future, that they're going somewhere and stuff like that. And it's just like, you kind of have to be careful who you pick, like as your
Hmm.
friends. And I do tell my son, we went, oh, when we were in Chicago, there was these girls in short shorts, and he looks and then he looks away. And so I was like, what do you think about that? I was like, is that cute to you? And he was like, no, mom, that's so trashy. And I was like, I was like, good. I was like, you don't want a girl that dresses like that, because it's just like, what does that tell you? Like that's how she's presenting herself. um I don't know. I teach my son that at a very young age. I feel like there's ways to dress your kids, like especially your daughters, like dress them cute. But dress them their age, Don't put on this
Exactly.
mature clothes on them. The whole crop top. Why do they gotta show their bellies out? They're
And
little
then we having all,
kids.
all
Right.
wigs and shit like front. Like, damn, hold
But
on.
some
She
of
got to
the,
fight.
the 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 parents, so if it's a mom, I think that mom, like let's say she lazy, she don't have any confidence, and I say this respectfully, not disrespectfully, but she don't comb her hair, she don't do nothing, she lounge around the house all day in like sweatpants and a t-shirt, with no bra on, whatever the case. So now the little girl watching mom, so to her, oh, this is relaxed clothing, so she want to do the same thing. And then when it's time to go out, if the mom not giving her direction, then she gonna get
Mm-hmm.
direction from the girls on the outside. And
Mm-hmm.
we all know how peer pressure is. So if all of
Yeah.
them dressing with shorts that look like underwear and crop tops and all that, like the girl think it's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel like you definitely have to be careful with who you have a child with, especially men, because it's not all the way like a woman's fault. Um, it's just like men too. Like you kind of have to think about like this woman is gonna raise my kid, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, is this the type of person that I want raising my kid? And if you do, kudos to you, but if you don't, you really got to be selective by who you're messing around with and who you're not being careful with.
But boys
Yes.
don't think like
I
that.
don't think
Only
like that.
men
Yeah.
think like that. Boys
Exactly.
are physical. So even if they see the hoochie stuff, it's like, all right, I don't want my girl dressing like that. But oh, she just got a fresh BBL. I want to clap them cheeks. Like this, how boys
Mm-hmm.
thinking.
Yep.
I want to see the new BBL. But as a man, it's just what you said. You're not thinking of the consequences. Uh, God forbid the ones that don't even wear condoms, but the
Yeah.
ones that wear a condom ain't worrying about nothing breaking. But all of them are even blinded. The day's culture, they blinded by that music. So they trying to
Yeah.
skeet in everything and think it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Not cool. Not cool at all. I know my son, because he's been into girls, but it's just like I told him, you can't talk to nobody or date no one unless they're in this nursing academy too,
Right.
You know what I mean? I
Substance.
was like, you just cannot be talking to anybody. And so I remember he came home and he was like, he tells me about this girl and he's like, oh, when I have a class with her, she's in a nursing academy. And I was like, all right, you know. So he's like, he's really careful with his choices too of girls, and he doesn't like girls. He doesn't like girls that wear like too much makeup and all that stuff, and just more like a natural
They
girl.
should be
So it's
going
just
all of that.
like
They should be going. They want that. They want that in school now.
they got more makeup than me in high school. The lashes, everything. So
Mm.
it's like, yeah, it's different. High school is real different because when I went up there, because I had messed up my son's schedule, so I had to go up there the first day of school um to get it fixed, and I was just like, kind of like
She
shocked,
looking
like,
around
damn,
like,
these are high school girls. My dad didn't let me wear makeup until I was 15, and so and even then my dad only let me wear mascara and lip gloss, which I
mm-hmm.
probably still, I kind of still wear till this day, mascara and lip gloss, but yeah, the whole like makeup and oh no. He would not let me.
Times
My
has
dad would not let me
changed.
put makeup on. Yeah, times have changed a lot. And it's like, but that shows a difference because it's like, look at the adults that we have now, and then compared to like the kids that we have and
Mm.
their morals and things like that. It's just completely different.
Cause our
Times have changed.
grandmas
These
was
girls
like
don't
real
care.
grandmas. Our grandmas cooked, nurtured, took care. These grandmas today's want to be like TikTok grandmas, so they thought and
Mm-hmm.
too. So it's like
Yeah.
miseducation passed on down, man. So if you don't break that
They
way
don't
of thinking,
care.
if you don't break that way of thinking, you just passing that on to the next generation, and they think it's okay.
No, for
Mm-hmm.
real. Like this morning, my daughter, because I drop off my son first, he goes to school early. And then I was like, she was like, where's Jaden going? Where's he walking to? Because this time I dropped him off across the street from the school because the traffic is crazy. But even then, as soon as he jumped out the car, I'm calling him, hey, don't cross the street until the light is red. You know what I mean? He's like,
Oh
Mom, I
Lord,
know how to cross the
she got
street.
this girl. Yeah,
I don't play with my
Let my
kids.
nephew do
I
his
she gonna
don't.
thing.
I
He
don't
she gonna
play
be
with
a
my kids. And
responsible.
helicopter. She gonna be a helicopter mom.
No, and you know what he told he has a medical terminology class, and they're having a parent teacher conference in September, the first week of September, and he was like, the teacher had told him, I can't wait to meet your mom. And he was like, Miss, my mom's going to be the first one up here. Because he gets to wear scrubs now and stuff like that. So on
Hmm.
Wednesdays, he wears scrubs and he just starts, and they're going to do like an autopsy on a real human body. He's just coming home with all this information. It's just like, wow, it's so inspiring, to see him into it, But anyways, my daughter too, she was like, I was dropping her off. We had dropped him off. And then I was like, now it's time for, Mila to go to school. And she was like, and where's mommy's school? And I was like, mommy's school is that way. So it's like no matter the age, like kids are well aware of what you're doing. Your kids are always watching you and always
Hmm.
looking at you, as an example, as a role model.
And
So
they
it's just
mirror
like,
whatever you do, good or bad. And I had to learn that myself because, you
mm-hmm.
get aggravated and you say and do things.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I'm like,
I
my
cuss a lot. When I
14 year
get
old,
mad,
right?
I'm like, I'm cussing like a sailor. And my daughter, Jay didn't do it, but she repeats, and I'm like, don't say that. You know what I mean? So that kind of teaches me like I gotta control my anger. And sometimes when little stuff like I got really bad OCD, so when stuff is out of place or stuff is messy, it kind of like takes me out of like I freak out. And so then I'm like, okay, I don't need to freak out. Just breathe in, and just start picking up. My son's in school now, so he's not gonna pick up as much as he used to. Just stuff like that. One day I was like, dude, why didn't you pick this up? And he was like, Mom, I was doing my homework. So I was like, all right, bet. you know? So it's like, I understand those things too. But yeah, definitely as a parent, just teaching your kids to be calmer and more patient. Um, I think that helps out too.
Because that's the
Hmm.
wake up call. Because, Gabe just turned 3. So
Mm-hmm.
if you tell him to do something and he don't want to do it, he have like fits. And then it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
okay, where he got that from? So
Hmm.
it's
He saw it. He saw it from
You.
somewhere. He heard the word no and was like, "Oh yeah, that's what you do."
so it's like, yeah, like you know what? I gotta be mindful. Like my daughter too, same thing. Attitude
Mhm.
out this world. I'm like, who the hell are you talking to?
No,
Like,
not sweet. No, no, baby girl, so sweet. I don't want to believe it.
but yeah, but I had to check myself and go back for the mistakes I made in the past. Like, I could say I'm sorry again, breaking generational curses and stuff our
Mhm.
parents never did with us. Hey,
Yep.
Yeah.
this wasn't right. That wasn't right. This is the way we're gonna do it from now on because this is the correct way. The other way was
Mhm.
not the correct way.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I think we all struggle with that because especially when it comes to our kids and just me with my sister's kids and stuff like that, they like to come like I'm the favorite aunt. All the kids come to me. And so and my sister too, like she had to grow up very young. And so it just explaining that to my nieces and my nephews, and it's like, hey, we have to learn how to give each other grace,
Hmm.
like not all of us had like this rainbow and flowers and sunshine type of childhood and upbringing. So we don't know how to sometimes show love the way it needs to be shown. So yeah, sometimes yelling and screaming, that's your way of showing that you love and you care, but it's like we have to change that, and just have grace towards our kids and not be soft, but don't be so harsh either.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah. So what do you think about so I saw this there okay, so there's a storyline about these parents and the school bus, about your
Mhm.
kids riding the public school bus, or not public school bus, but their school buses and things like that. What age do you think is a good age to put your kids on a school bus?
Hold on, let me bring him back up. I think he
Oh,
disconnected.
he dropped off.
There you
Oh,
go.
my bad. My bad. My
You say
It's
a good
traffic
age to
internet.
put them on a school bus?
Yeah, school
Yeah.
buses. Yes. And then so there's two. There's one that I saw.
Mhm.
Apparently, this mom had called her kids an Uber because she couldn't take them to school.
Uber.
An Uber. And so I'm thinking Uber, and I'm like, all right, because I considered an Uber for my 14-year-old
Heck
year old
no,
son.
she tripping. Well, I'm sorry. How was the child?
We're gonna get there. So her kids were 5 and 6 years old, and she called them an Uber to have them taken to school.
No, ain't nothing happening. Not with my 5 and 6.
Right?
Yeah, ain't nothing
That's
happening.
stupid. That's stupid.
The kids
See?
are too little, man. So even if say Uber do the pedophile, he tripping out, man. Nah, yeah, you gonna make me
Exactly.
go crazy in your city. Like,
Mm-hmm.
nah,
That's the
for
mob.
something that could have been avoided.
The parents
Mm-hmm.
stupid too.
So that with my son too, like I passed up an 8 to 5, which is crazy, right? But I passed up an 8 to 5 like job offer to be able to take my kids and pick up my kids every day. And so it's just like, you know what I mean? I can't fathom. And then I even told my son, I was like, hey, well, what if I start working mornings, you know? And really, he was the one. And I was like, what if I start working mornings and I can't take you to school and stuff like that? And he was just like, well, if you can take me to school, I'd rather you take me to school, you know? Because I was like, hey, get the school bus information. I
Right,
Mm.
rode the
right.
school bus when I was young. Um, but shit, even at 14, you know, my son is like, hell no. You know, you take me to school. I don't know. Maybe I'm raising my son too sheltered or whatnot, but
Yeah, I'm an advocate
yeah.
for the school buses. So if the school bus comes, what I mean, the regular school bus with all the kids on there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cause you got other kids, you got other peers. They learn to ride the school bus. As
Yeah.
they get older, it do get better. But even for the little ones, it's like little minivans and stuff that picks them up. You know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
still a group of them to where if something happened, somebody will say something. So as long as it's organized and legit, then I'm okay. But I'm not putting no
Okay.
kid in no
On
Uber.
the
Like
Uber,
never.
right?
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
goodness.
not no bus either. Like I don't know what age I would do for my son, but his age right now, he's in second grade. Like, no, I don't think he's ready for a school bus
Mm-hmm.
because like the way I would know if he's ready is pretty much like if he know his surroundings, how to get home, how do you know you back home, stuff like that. Because nowadays, most kids be clueless or they can't talk, like those. I won't put them on a damn bus because if anything happens, then
It's
they
like,
ain't.
and then you gotta teach them, like, do you know how to walk home from the school bus? You know,
Right.
Yeah,
and
But
like I
no, so
remember.
somebody should
Mhm.
be out there to put them on and get them off. So
right,
this
True.
is
yeah.
why, and I gotta say this, and I want to go on record and say it. I don't care if y'all get mad. This is why I say men should be men and women should be women. Because back in the day, I don't care what you say,
The
mama
woman
was
was
Yeah,
a
at
stay at
home
this is
she
true.
was a stay at
and
home
had
mama,
Lulu.
right? But
But
she
look,
made sure daddy may went to work early in the morning, but mama walked you to that school bus, was there to pick you up from that school bus, ironed your clothes, like everything worked in order. But now the women want to work, they want to get out, they want to do things that causes the home for other stuff. And I realize we're in a different generation, so don't get me wrong. But I'm saying it works better if mama is a stay-at-home mama if she can afford it.
Yeah.
right, but look, I don't think that matters. Let me tell you why. Because the school situation happened last year. So, the school buses, they're located in Lancaster. That's what they all, when they finish doing their route, they take the
Mhm.
bus back to Lancaster, right? So last year, I forgot what school, it was somewhere in Oak Cliff. This mom and dad, they went on Smash the Topic because they have a child who have special issues, special needs, whatever.
Oh,
And
I saw that.
yeah, they both, the mom and the dad, okay, mom and dad, all right. So none of that mom and shit. The mom and dad, they both put the child on the bus, and the bus driver was supposed to take the child to school, but the parents got a call saying that the child missed school. But long story short, the bus driver forgot to check the bus, to make sure all the kids was out when he got the bus, and the child was on that bus for
And the child was a nonverbal autism child,
right.
right? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah. Yes. So that's another reason why I said I want to do those buses. So forget all that
Yeah.
dad in charge shit because the dad was there too, and the situation still happened. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
And
but
my
that
thing
was
uh,
is,
that
yeah,
bus
and that
driver
too,
being
like y'all are,
neglecting though.
well, he
yeah,
can
but
take the
that too.
bus.
My thing is, if you can take your kids to school, take your kids to school.
Right.
Take your kids to school because you can't, nobody's going to take care of your kids the way you take care of your kids. And that's
Right.
just a
Mm-hmm.
damn fact. You know what
That
I mean?
is.
And we're all, everyone is humans. Humans make mistakes. So you can't expect this bus driver to be perfect and every day do their job
Mm-hmm.
100%. They're
Right.
human. They're going to be tired. You know what I mean? No telling what kind of lifestyle they have outside of being a bus driver. You would think they'd be responsible, but
Yep.
sometimes they're just not. It's a job to them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely that. I feel like parents, we have a big responsibility when it comes to our kids, and I say our kids because I strongly believe that it takes a village to raise our kids, and so it's like
Agreed.
we have to just take better care of them, and I don't know, break like just even my son, like I hate that they're in school 8 hours a day, So it's just like, damn, why do y'all gotta be in school? You know what I mean? And it's like, so it's like they're gone all the time, and we only get this small window, this small gap to spend with our kids every day, And it's just like that's why I'm just like I can make pennies, but if I'm present and I'm there for my kids and my kids see me, I prefer that than making millions and you know what I mean and having all these materialistic things because it's like my
Right.
kids are going to be kids only one time. I'm not going to get this chance again. So it's like I got to do it right this time so that they can be good when they're adults, and it's like I can't, this is the one thing I can't fuck up, that's what I tell myself
Mm-hmm.
all the time. Like I can be bad in other areas or whatever, but it's just like this is the one thing I'm not going to mess up on, and it's my kids. And I just wish that more parents had that mentality. But
Yep.
yeah.
You know what they say? Everybody don't have common sense like you think they would. So. Yep.
Right.
So what about do you believe in like reverse pedophilia? What I mean, high school students, of course the younger or the younger. So kids of any sort is wrong. But I'm saying let's say you have a female teacher and you have a freshman, a sophomore, junior in high school, and he's a male and he's hitting on that teacher, which is also more common than not these days as well. Do
Mm-hmm.
you still view that as wrong?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, we do. Now, me and you, when me and you was in high school, that's some shit that as a male, that was our dream. But now, since we are parents and the ground, like
Yeah,
we
right.
see, we see that shit like, hey, that ain't cool. But growing up, as a male, that's some shit that we always dreamed of doing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no matter what's your gender, wrong is wrong. None of that double standard shit. That's my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. I think that too. And like one, why the hell, you know what I mean? Why are you looking at a grown woman? And it's like these teachers are probably, they're young. We have young teachers nowadays. Um,
Mm.
and to piggyback on that, what do you guys think about teachers that their body type does not allow them to dress, like follow the dress code? Um, there's this pre-K teacher, I think she's a pre-K, if not kindergarten teacher, and you know, banging body, banging
Okay,
body.
hit that.
But it's like everything she puts on, it's just inappropriate. She wears a shirt or a skirt, booty popping out. She wears a dress, booty popping out. So
Fresh
these
BBL.
teachers, no, not the teachers, but the parents were asking to get her fired because they felt that she was inappropriate to teach their kids. What do y'all think about that?
I
You
don't
can't
think
help
it's
that.
her fault. Yeah, you can't
Yeah,
help
yeah,
that.
you can't help that. I see that shit as hate because I've been seeing that for years. Like with teachers wear skirts or wear some jeans, ass out. Like you can't help it. Shit. That's just like how they be complaining about these moms be going to the sports game ass be out. I mean, that's a damn body. She can't help
Yeah,
it.
mama,
Yeah,
like I
deal with
say,
it.
is a new era. So mama got a fresh BBL. She got curves. So mama look
Some
good.
be natural.
So mama
Yeah,
put on tights and somebody else put on tights. Even if a big woman wear tights, and I mean that respectfully, the big girl gonna wear tights. They not gonna see a problem with it because she a big girl and they
Exactly.
gonna say nobody's watching. But when the lady with the curves come and she a knockout and everybody looking, oh, that's inappropriate. That's not her
it's
fault.
the problem. She got too many heads
Exactly.
turning.
But
That's
it's
why I
the
call it
same with
hate.
the kids too. So if you got, because these kids are developed nowadays. So if you got a
Mhm.
kid that's a skinny kid and this kid wear like a tight fitting shirt versus a kid well developed with big boobs, that shirt is gonna stick out. And then you body shaming that other kid, not by fault, but it's like, oh, you can't wear this shirt. And then a kid mind, because they might not develop, why can't I wear the shirt and this one wearing the shirt? But it's because the body and some stuff you can't wear. So you just gotta be mindful, which goes back
Mhm.
to the parenting of what fits you and what don't fit you. Like I'm not gonna we not gonna come to work wearing like gray sweatpants with AKA
Right.
Victoria's Secrets. Like, no, we ain't coming here with no sweatpants on. You about to get sent home, you know what I mean?
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So it's the same concept. I think in the school. So I don't think she should be shamed because I had saw that too. Yeah, I think
Mhm.
she was she was elementary,
I
but
was
all the
like, dang,
yeah,
girl.
the
Them kids
daddies
can't
were
even see the
tripping.
board.
And my dad ain't
Because
tripping
the
shit.
kids are
They
sitting
gon'
down. So,
they
if
gonna
you're
beat
sitting
up
down and
parent
you're in
conference nights.
kindergarten, like, all you see is all you're going to see is some mass in your face. It's like,
Right? Like what she got going on. But it's like, yo, she can't help. Now she could
Hmm.
help what's the word? Showing it like don't wear low top showing your cleavage or anything
or
like
not
that.
too tight. Because I feel like her outfits were cute, but her clothes was too tight.
Right.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. So she
yeah.
could wear like a sweater or something. Let's say a
Right.
sweater.
A cardigan or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Over her
yeah.
dress. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I agree. There's definitely ways to tone it down for business and being appropriate.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think
What
that's
else
all the
y'all got?
topic. What
That's
else?
it.
I think that's it.
I got my
Yep,
coffee
that's it
here,
for
so
me.
y'all gotta excuse me, man. It's my parents just went back home to New Orleans, so it's been a crazy week. I had a birthday, the baby had the birthday. So I'm
Got a
exhausted,
lot
man.
going
Just
on.
yeah, just getting back to work, man, and I'm still feeling it right now.
Tired. I know. I bet. I bet. This is my week off from school, so I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
I'm enjoying it while I can. Start fall classes next Monday, so I know my schedule's gonna be hectic again.
Yep,
But
Okay.
mine's too.
And your IG jumping?
who, mine?
Yeah, yours.
Man, I don't be on social media, y'all. I'm like, I have not checked my social media. I'll jump on there. I'll probably scroll, but like, no, not like, yeah, no, nothing. Like, I haven't even.
Oh, two
I'll
people told me
scroll.
they sent you messages.
Me? They lied.
I
On
don't think you
IG.
follow them or they follow you, so you might have to check like the request. I
No,
was
I
like,
did.
I
I
ain't
did get a request, but I got a request from one person, but that's somebody that
got you.
like, hey, I done gave you a chance. That train done passed. You know what I mean? But it wasn't
There you
nobody like
go,
nobody
telling
knew.
me no again. There you go.
I'm just like, see, because me, only me, because when I give you my time, I give you all my time, right? And I invest my time in you, blah, 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 stuff I can't get back. So I feel like once I give you this time and once I figured you out and I choose to move on, there's no coming back from that shit. You know what I mean? I'm not going to look back and be like, oh, what if? No. I already we talk, blah blah blah. And I always tell, like I used to tell you that too in the past. Like it takes me 2 weeks. It takes me 2 weeks to know, do I want to move forward with this person or am I good here? Because I don't waste too much of my time. I feel like if you're communicating with somebody long enough, you can get to know them pretty quickly. Pretty quickly. But
So you
no,
still single? That's what you're saying?
yes.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, I'm still single. It
Oh.
takes me. It's. I mean, it's gonna take some time for me to jump into a relationship because I'm not gonna just jump into a relationship. You know what I mean? I'm gonna want to date for a little bit, and then I have to find
Mm.
time to date, and then I have to see if that person fits into this dynamic, And just barely last night, I was telling my son, like we had just got home from from buying him some, schools, some more schools away because he has medical terminology, so he needed index cards and some dividers and things like that.
Hmm.
So I went to the store, got him some stuff, and then I was sitting on the couch and I was like, I like how our family is. You know what I mean? I know as much people say, oh, a man this, a man that. But it's like I told him, I said, where does a man fit in this household? Like where? You know what I mean? And so I was just like, we're kind of good, like I take care of everything. I try to kind of like visualize, you know what I mean? Like how does this home look with like an additional person?
Hmm.
Um but I guess I won't know, right? Until I meet that person and see what that person brings to the family. I don't know. Mm, I don't know. But yeah, I'm still single. I haven't really opened that door. I mean, somebody did try talking to me at my job and I was just kind of like, I have 2 kids and like I always say I have 2 kids like it's a turn off or if like, you know what I mean, but guys don't care.
Right. And you
They
said,
don't
where
care.
would
They're
a
like,
man
so
fit?
what?
Look at us. Where would a man fit? What if that man changes where you at? Because you may fit. He may have like a bigger house. Um,
True.
you know what I mean? But you
Yeah.
just gotta find the right one.
For sure. For sure. Someone that's gonna kind of put me in that feminine era because you know what I mean? Like I make all the decisions for my household right now. And it's just like I just need to feel safe. I think that's all I need. It's just I just need to feel safe and be like, okay, you know. But no, haven't met anyone yet.
All right. So we gonna end on that note until next week. She's still single, y'all. Y'all that got her info. Nah, I won't tell you to blow her up, but y'all know she telling you what she want and what she don't want. So
For sure.
until next week.
Yep. Bye guys. Take care.